Now the second part of that, you know, Keith is going to go on and I guess we'll find out whatever the decision is going to be from the court or however it's going to work out. Hopefully the two parties can come together and resolve this, and I guess we can move on till the next election. But I think they need to plug those holes. They need to do it now. Don't wait until something happens. I think it's been 2 or 3 elections now that people have been talking about that, and that issues have been coming up with other electoral officers, the same thing. And I don't know why that council and or technicians have been sitting on this and to put the community back in this situation.
No, they have to. I think it should be an election issue. You have a by-election coming up, and I think in that by-election, I think electoral reform has to be an issue. And I think candidates who are interested in running, I think, would be wise to make it an issue.
And speaking about by-election, Kenneth Deer, Gilbert. Another situation, you know, we have a community member who had gone to school. You know, he was past council chief, went to school, became an attorney, and now he's working in the United States. And our electoral officer cleared him, saying that he passed all the regulations, and then bang, we get the person, Michelle Jacobs, put in an objection as to his candidacy or whether or not he was
whether he was eligible
or not, and the court found that he wasn't. We're still waiting for a judgment. There was a judgment that was made, but everybody's waiting for the written. Even Kenneth Deer Gilbert, and according to him, he said that he can't appeal it. So there's no appeal at all. So back to the justice thing, you know, it's like. Somebody's going to make a decision, fine, but at least there should be some kind of an appeal.
He should be able to appeal to the community. If there's no appeal process on the books, Deer should appeal to the community, and I think he would probably get a lot of sympathy if he did that, if he wanted to do that. And I don't know if he does. I don't know if he wants to go through all of this. There's a couple of issues here though. One though is, I guess the electoral officer, of course, has a tough job. And I don't know if Lindsay understood exactly what he was getting into.
I don't think anybody does.
You know, he gets slammed by a federal court, and now he gets slammed by the local court for making one decision because he wouldn't allow somebody to run, another one for allowing somebody. It feels like Lindsay just can't make the right decision. And I feel for Lindsay. I think Lindsay is in a tough job. I think Lindsay made the right decision to allow. Kenneth Deer to run. I think he has his heart was in the right place in this case, because he was on council before. He was already elected previously. He went away to education, and and he has a job out there, fine. But he's certainly, I would consider him a member of the community, and I think Lindsay did too. And so he allowed him to run, and that's the important part. I think the whole criteria of that you had to live in a community for 6 months or you had to be considered a member. I think the spirit and intent of that was to years back, because that's an old an old criteria, was to avoid situations where people live in Brooklyn all their lives and come home once a year to vote on July 4th, and we never see them again, and then they decide to throw their hat in the ring and to run
or somewhere else.
It's not Brooklynites. A lot of my family comes from Brooklyn. Lindsay comes from Brooklyn. So, but Detroit, Boston, wherever people live. So the intent was that they wanted people who had at least some connection to the community, and they didn't want people coming from the outside who would put up curbs and sidewalks and streetlights, which we have already.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss that, because I have some thoughts on that also, as far as what constitutes a member of this community, and whether or not you live here or not. And we'll do that right after these messages.